Yo, what's up guys? It's Robin here, and this video is going to be my patch 11.23 comps guide. I'm gonna be letting you guys know like the 4 S tier comps in this patch. You probably heard of some of them, but these are the comps that I've been playing recently to climb in this patch. It's a very degen patch. It's a kind of like a reroll meta. It's basically Katarina meta. I'm gonna show you guys some comps that do pretty well into Katarina, so you don't take like infinite damage every round. There's going to be 4 comps in total. It's gonna be, the first one's gonna be obviously it's gonna be Katarina reroll. I'll briefly talk about Katarina, how to play Katarina reroll. The second one is going to be Vertical Yone, which is 6 Challenger Yone, or like the Chinese Yone. Basically, they popularized it. It has a pretty good matchup into Katarina. Third one being Arcanist Lux Vex. And then the fourth one being Trundle Reroll, which does pretty well into Katarina. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, Katarina. So the game plan for Katarina is you're going to open fort. What does open fort mean? It means you're intentionally losing every round of stage 2 to maximize your econ and get a carousel priority to get BIS Katarina. So you basically just open, which means like you don't buy any units. The only units you're going to be looking for are Yordles. So it's going to be Ziggs, Poppy, plus either Lulu or Tristana. You want to look for these Yordles because these are units that you probably won't win. So you're basically open forting, but you also get free econ every round. So if you can get 3 Yordles in, that's even better than buying no units because you get even more gold. So look out for the Yordles, but you want to make sure you want to lose on purpose. You want to be scouting around to see if anyone else is losing on purpose and be weaker than them. So if someone is also playing 3 Yordles, you want to like maybe frontline your Ziggs and Tristan or backline Poppy to try to lose on purpose. After you lose on purpose, for Carousel, you want to be going for a Katarina item. So Katarina best in slot is going to be IE for sure. So usually you want to go for like a sword or glove Carousel, but this can vary depending on your items. So after IE, you also want Ionic Spark over here, and then the last item you want a healing item if you do not already have a healing augment. So healing item includes either Hodge or Gunblade. Both are fine. So keep in mind of these components. So if you want IE, Ionic Spark, Gunblade, you need 2 swords, 2 rods, 1 glove, 1 cloak. Okay, so you want to the item you want to get from Carousel, you want to like get it accordingly because you don't want to get like a glove and get too many gloves. Maybe you need 2 more rods, so you might as well go for the rod more than the glove. If you need like 2 more swords, you might want to go for the sword more than a glove. But it just depends. But you absolutely want to like you want to guarantee that you have IE. So this is BIS. You don't need to get these 3 items. Like you can substitute it with Rabadons. If you don't need healing, you can do blue buff. You know, you can do like more damage items. But it's just like basically IE plus 2. But to keep it simple, just try to go for IE, Ionic Spark, and either Hodge or Gunblade. So basically, you're going to be open forwarding stage 2. At stage 3-2, level 6, you're going to roll down for this exact board. Okay, so it's going to be Katarina, Blitz, Talon, Shaco, Echo, Shaco, and then Leona. So this is going to be the level 6 board. You can play Twitch for any of the other sins before you hit the 4th one. But basically, you want to play 4 sins plus Leona Blitz. And then basically, you're just staying level 6 to reroll for all 3 stars. Katarina 3 stars probably most important. Then probably like Echo, but you'll probably get Talon 3 on the way, Blitz 3 on the way, whatever. And if you're really high rolling, you can go for Shaco 3. And then after you like 3-star Katarina, you can push levels and then either go for like 6 sins with Twitch and a Kali, something like this. Or you can not play 6 sins and play like a Socialite, Tarek plus Seraphine, whatever. If you have like an Academy spat, you can play a 4th Academy, like Graves or something, and get like, or Yumi and get 4 Academy. It just depends on what augment you have. The most important part is just getting 3-star Katarina on level 6, and you should be chilling. Positioning, Katarina usually want to be in the middle. Talon, you want to be on the same side as their carry. And then Blitz, you want to be opposite side of a carry. So let's say they're hugging left. You want Blitz right side and Talon left side. Echo probably somewhere in the middle, and then Shaco can cover right side or something. Something like this. And if they're clumped right side, you just swap Blitz over here and swap Talon over here. And then Katarina in the middle, stuff like that. Pretty easy. It's pretty brain dead. It's super OP right now, so you should abuse this. If you're contested, you can look at scout the other player. If they have way more cats than you, you're better off just pushing levels and playing around cat 2, playing around like 6 sins, a Kali, or like Socialite. If you are ahead of them, then you can roll for cat 3 while he or she should move on. And that's it for the Katarina guide. There's a bunch of guides online you can probably find, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. So for Katarina, you either want to start sword, glove, or rod. The second comp is going to be Vertigo Yone. Vertigo Yone is going to be, it's pretty simple as well. It's gonna be 6 challengers plus Leona and Braum. It's pretty easy. So 6 challengers: Camille, Yone, Warwick, Quinn, Fiora, and Samira. Right? It's just this. Maybe positioning can be something like Something like this. And then you want to add Leona for Academy. Academy frontline, Leona next to Yone. And then last unit, you want to add Braum. Over here. Alright, that's it. Very, very easy. This comp is pretty strong right now because it allows you to roll at 7. At level 7, you just roll for 6 challengers plus Leona. And level 8, you add Braum. I think BIS is GA for sure in this meta. GA and then plus Runons. And in the last item, the Last Whisper is obviously the best because a lot of people are building Bramble for Katarina. But this can honestly be... Last Whisper can be replaced by any damage item. So IE is fine. And Giant Slayer is also fine. So don't greed too much on like the Last Whisper. But I think GA and Runons are like super, super crucial. But like, you don't always need best slot Yone. Like I've won games with like IE, Last Whisper, even Static Shiv, stuff like that. So don't grief too hard on BIS. And that's it. This is the comp. If you have a challenger spat, oh yeah, if you get Kaisa, you probably remove Warwick or Samira for Kaisa. And then this comp becomes really strong. Tank items on Leona. If you have a challenger spat, you can probably drop one challenger like Samira, and you can play a Clockwork like Ori. Or, so you have 6 challenger, 2 Clockwork. Or you can play 8 challengers, which is Samira in, and you would need to drop Braum or Leona for the 8th challenger, right? And you can just challenger spat Leona and drop Braum, something like this. This is level 8. When you get Yuumi, you can drop Leona altogether and just play Yuumi. When you go level 9, a good unit to play is Jace. You get Enforcer with Fiora, which is pretty good. So it literally is just these units. Like they're interchangeable. Like depending on if you have a spat, you can add in Jace, Yuumi. If you don't have a spat, it's just the standard Leona Braum. Positioning, you just want to have Yone and Leona hugging, so Leona can buff Yone with the stats. And you want Yone usually on the same side as enemy carries. So then Yone usually dashes to the backline and kills the carry and moves on. You want to move your Braums around to stun the clumps, right? And then Kaisa really doesn't matter. The starting item for Yone comp is going to be Bow, because best in slot is going to be GA, Runons, Last Whisper. And as you can see right here, you need 2 bows. So if you want to play Yone, preferably you want to start Bow. The next comp is going to be playing around Arcanists with Vex and Lux. For this comp, you're going to start either Chain Vest, Tear, or Rod. So Chain Vest is for Bramble and Vex. Tear or Rod is going to be Lux items. For this comp, you want to look out for Yordles. So Poppy, Ziggs, +1. Either Lulu or Tristana. And then once you have Yordles, usually this comp, you also open, so you also lose on purpose. I mean, you're not really losing on purpose, but because you're playing Yordles, you're probably just going to lose anyways. So like, you're going to be playing Yordles, something like this, and then you're going to probably lose and get a really good carousel pick. So you want to go for BIS Lux item. Endgame, you want to, let's put Lux and Vex in here. So the items you want to work for is obviously it's going to be Bramble on Vex, and it's going to be blue buff, IE, JG on Lux. Okay, so you want to work towards these items. Let's say you started Rod and you got a glove, so you have JG already. What item do you want to go for from carousel? So you technically, if you look at the chart right here, you got a Rod and glove. So technically you need 1 more sword, 1 more glove, and 2 more tiers. So what item would you want to go for? You want to go for tier because you can use another tier, right? You can also go for chain because you need another chain, stuff like that. So like item priority or getting the right component from carousel is actually pretty big, mathematically, because if you naturaled an item already, you're less likely to natural it again. So just take that into account. But basically back to the early game, it's gonna be 3 Yordles, and then usually for this comp, you can either like I like to stack until 3-5. Like you can like a sample board is gonna be like you can level 4 you can play Blitz for Bodyguard Scrap. Level 5, usually I'm playing a Arcanist with TF. And then level 6 is kind of awkward, but you can just play like another Arcanist with Malzahar. If you get an early Vex, you can even drop the Blitz and Poppy, and you can play Vex for 4 Arcanist, 3 Yordle, which is super, super strong. This is your level 5, and then you can even drop Lulu here and play, level 6, you can play Taric for Enchanter. You can also drop Lulu here and play Heimer. And then you can play, here you can play a Scholar at level 6, which is going to be, any Scholar. Zyra, Lissandra, maybe even Janna if you hit. Anything. And then level 7 is usually when you want to roll down. The level 7 board, it's going to be, it's kind of hard to fit in 6 Arcanists without a spat. So usually the level 7 board is going to be, 3 Yordles plus a number of Arcanists and Scholar mixed together. And then level 8 is when you can get your final board in, which is going to be 6 Arcanists, 2 Scholar usually. So it's going to be Lux, Janna, Swain, maybe Victor. TF out. And then Yumi, probably. 6 Arcanists, 2 Scholars, and then you just stack your best in slot items on Lux, and then just watch your one-shot everything. Bramble, Warmogs on Vex. Early game item holder with blue buff IEJG. I like to item hold TF, so it makes the transition easy. You can even usually you can item hold Malzahar as well, which Malzahar is super strong early mid game. You can even item hold Swain sometimes. Once you get Lux 2, you sell the item holder and you transfer items to Lux 2, and then you just go from there. You know, you don't always have to play 6 Arcanists. This comp, like, it depends how many. It depends if you have a Scholar spat. It depends if you have an Arcanist spat. But you can fit in like 4 Arcanists sometime. You know, Victor out, Swain out, and you can play 4 Scholars like Lissandra, like Zyra, Lissandra for 4 Scholars. You can play, if the Socialite Hex is really good, you can play Taric plus like Seraphine. There are just like a lot of variations of this comp that you can play. But just keep in mind, you want to have a mix of like Arcanist, Scholar, Enchanter, and you'll be fine. But usually like the default version is going to be 6 Arcanist Lux, so she can reset on everyone. Sometimes if you only have 4 Arcanists, you won't be able to reset on everyone. The last comp I'm going to be talking about is going to be Trundle Reroll. So Trundle Reroll, it's pretty good right now because it counters, it has a pretty good matchup into Cat, and has a decent matchup into Yone. So what you want to, like, what item you want to start is you want to start Cloak, because BIS Trundle is going to be BT, Runons, and QSS. So it needs 3 Cloaks. So if you want to play this comp, you want to start Cloak. And then what you do is you just play Strongest Board. You can either open like everyone else with Yordles, or you play Strongest Board, and then at 3-2, you want to roll for this board. So Trundle, Vi, Zac, and probably Alawi for 4 Bruisers. And you want to play Echo for Scrap. And then the last unit is pretty it's pretty open, but you can play like Caitlyn for like an Enforcer, something like this. It can be a level 6 board. And then you just stay level 6 and you roll for Trundle 3, Vi 3, Zac 3, Echo 3 if possible. And you just if you and another Cat player are both rolling at the same time, they're taking Cat out of the pool and you're taking Trundle out of the pool. So you guys are just OKH business each other. And that's why it's really strong right now. Once you get Trundle 3, you can push levels for a better board. So Mundo replaces Alawi. Something like this. You do want to get Jinxin late game. So then once you get Jinxin, you have a Sister with Vi. And then you can play Urgot to get the Chemtech, and then you can play Janna to get like 4 Scrap or something. And then the end game becomes like an Urgot board, except you're carrying Trundle 3. Something like that. I've also seen people play like a 6 Scrap version. Maybe these Bruisers out. And then playing like, I see them playing like a Blitzcrank plus like an Ezreal or something, and playing 6 Scrap if they have a lot of items to scrap. So this usually works too, but I like the 4 Bruiser version better. It's more frontline. This frontline's kind of sus. But yeah, positioning for this comp, just make sure like there's no really positioning for this comp. Make sure Vi is like fisting the back line. Make sure Trundle can be in front of, like, if they're playing like Yone or something, make sure Trundle is in front of the Yone. But honestly, there's not that much positioning for this comp. That's it for my guide for patch 11.23. I believe these 4 comps are probably S tier comps in this meta right now. So go spam these comps and you will climb for sure. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.